Why do protagonists always get basic powers? Okay, this is an anime video. I haven't reacted to an anime video in a while.
Has this ever happened to you?
Hey, and for y'all who don't know me, y'all know I love anime. I love anime, bro. That shit's so peak. I feel like it's better than real life television.
You watch an anime
Argue with the wall, bitch ass nigga.
and suddenly some random side character pulled out the most mind-blowing, insanely creative.
That was peak. That was peak. That was peak. When that boy got into, man, now we got fucking Boruto.
Ability you've ever seen. You're sitting there like, what just happened? But then you look at the main character, you know, the most important person in the entire story, and you realize that their power is basically punching hard. What? So I did some digging and I discovered that this isn't rare at all. It's a trope that's been around for a very long time. The oldest.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think the protagonist has basic powers. I just think we get to see the protagonist like they start off with something basic, and then you get to see what makes their power, like, you know what I'm saying? They have like a final form or some stuff. But for the other characters, we only see them at their peak. You feel what I'm saying? We don't follow the other characters for real. We only follow the main character.
This classics to whatever new series came out last week. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you protagonists with some of the most basic abilities ever, and we're finally going to find out why side characters get all these cool powers while main characters always get boring powers. Do you understand?
Boring, bro. Naruto has Sage Mode. How is that a boring power? Like, what?
And why this kept happening, I knew there was no better place to start than with the classics, because those were some of the most famous protagonists of all time, and almost everyone loves at least one of them. Okay, so to understand exactly what I'm talking about, I need to show you this one character from Bleach. This series has this, you know, completely random enemy who's like there for a couple of chapters or something, and he genuinely has one of the trippiest abilities in all of anime. This guy creates these dolls that he opens, and they reveal these tiny jelly beans that represent the organs of his enemies that he can just break. Oh, and that breaks the real organs, okay? Like,
wait. Bleach! What in the overpowered is that? Wait, you're telling me he looks at you, makes a doll, okay? Take the doll's head out like a fucking cap, and takes, and not even eats it, just breaks your organs? Where's the plot? Yo, wait, what?
Super creative, super weird. And now you've got Ichigo, the main character who basically has, one ability. An energy slash. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
But later in the series, he gets Bankai, one of the coolest transformations in all of anime. It looks absolutely beautiful. Those who unlock it get extremely unique and complex abilities. Ichigo transforms, and his
I'm guessing it's like a domain expansion in JJK.
slash changes color. What the actual heck, Ichigo? Okay, so what about Naruto? So at some point, Naruto fights this guy called Neji, who has this whole elaborate fighting style, okay? Number one, he uses these specialized that can see energy running through people's body. Number two, he uses his fingers to hit these points of energy. And number three, if he needs to protect himself, he has this defensive technique called rotation, where he spins to create this defensive sphere, which just looks amazing. And that's genuinely just scratching the surface. Do you know how many abilities Naruto has in this entire series? First, he has shadow clones, which sounds cool, but it's literally him creating copies of himself. And second, he has Rasengan, which again sounds really cool, but it's basically a ball of energy that spins really fast and then...
Bro, why is he downplaying them though? Okay, at this point, I think it's for the video. It has to be just for the video. Because, like, you can say the same thing for Neji. You can just be like, oh, he just looks at you and picks points. Like, are we not gonna... This man just said, oh, Rasengan. Like anyone in the verse can do... There are only 2 people who can do Rasengan. There are only like 3 people that can do Rasengan. And he learned it at the age of like, what, 5?
Break stuff. And the funniest part is that throughout the series, they just give him like 10 variations of this one move. Oh, and by the way, do you want to know how he beats Neji? By creating a distraction and then punching him. Fist, face, and that's it. Okay, but what about Hunter x Hunter? I mean, this series is widely considered as the series with the best power system ever. Okay, so actually,
I'd have to give that to JJK. I'm sorry.
This one meme about this one character in Hunter x Hunter, and I'm just gonna show it to you, okay? The explanation for the ability is, I've got a 10-second preview of the world, an ephemeral 10 seconds. If I keep my eyes closed, I continue to see a vision 10 seconds into the future, while I simultaneously relive the events I saw in the vision 10 seconds ago, like a parallel universe, followed by a graph that genuinely belongs in a science book. Listen.
What the fuck am I even looking at? Yo, Hunter x Hunter, bro. I need to talk. No. Fuck all this. I need to talk to that author. No. Bro, is this quantum physics? Oh, wait. So, parallel universes, normal time, there's a C-tense. Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter is known as the series with the most complicated power system out there.
Yeah, complicated. I'll give it complicated. I'll give it complicated.
So that's totally fine. I love it. I get it. But now, if you look at the main character Gon, his signature ability is called Jajanken, and it is literally based on rock, paper, scissors. Because a rock is him channeling all his aura into his fist to punch something. Paper is him shooting a ball of energy to punch something from far away. And scissors is a blade of aura to cut things. Like scissors. Yeah, only explanation that came to my mind was this. Okay, so remember when you were a kid, like, pretending to use these techniques? These simple powers translated perfectly into the real world because they were so easy to copy. Like, don't tell me that throwing a random Kamehameha or a Rasengan isn't, like, the most hype thing ever. And that's why these simple abilities are instantly recognizable. When a power is dead simple, it sticks to your brain in a way that
He meant simple in terms of like doing it. He meant simple in terms of like how it looks, because him calling Rasengan simple like blew me. But I get like he didn't mean it in terms of the story. You know what I'm saying?
complex abilities just don't. Except if you were that one kid pretending to be Neji, in which case, I wish I had your confidence. Okay, so now I had the first piece of the puzzle, but these series started like 30 years ago, so that didn't explain why this was still a trope. Now, I looked into some newer anime and manga to see if they had different reasons, starting with arguably the biggest new gen shonen right now,
Frieren?
Boruto. No, I'm kidding.
Yo, oh. I'll slap the fuck out of you, boy.
I'm kidding. Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, so in the last couple of years, it's very possible that you've seen this character around. His name is Gojo, and he became one of the most popular characters in decades, I would say. And one of the reasons for his popularity is his limitless technique, which is basically an infinite barrier around him. And the word basically is very important here because this ability is so absurdly complex that people have made entire articles and videos just trying to explain how...
And here's the thing, I swear to God, it's not even that complicated. I swear to God, it's not even that. It's lit, bro. Quick lesson, real quick. Give me 15 seconds. With Limitless, bro. We're just gonna talk about Infinity. With Infinity, you can't touch him. All right, unless you're going at the speed of light or some type of space distortion or whatever, you cannot touch him, because the faster especially if it's any type of projectile, we can talk more about like teleportation stuff, which is why I talked about space distortion stuff. But like, if it's a projectile of any type, if it's not light speed is its own convo, it's not gonna touch him, because anything that comes towards him loses all its, like, the closer it gets to him, the slower it gets, and it never touches him. It divides its speed in half the closer it gets. That's it. That's literally. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. Red, blue. I don't think niggas need to. If you need an explanation on red and blue,
Like, I kid you not, there's literally
if you've seen Naruto, Almighty push, Almighty pull, but at a point, and then for what purple is a black hole. It's a black hole bullet, a big black hole bullet. You're welcome.
video called
Oh my god, I forgot to switch back. I'm so sorry.
The final answer was to check out one of the only series that came out earlier than all the shows I previously mentioned and was still releasing chapters nowadays. A series that's one of the most popular, if not
One
the
Piece!
most popular anime and manga of all time. One Piece. Okay, so Luffy from One Piece has the ability to turn his body into rubber. This means he has moves like stretching his arm.
You can't even say Luffy. Nah, you can't even say Luffy. Nah. I get what he's you can't categorize it as punching hard, bro. Luffy, his power is too versatile. From gear 2, 3rd, 4 to 5th, right? Like, what should I keep on going? Like, he can wrap around you. He can. His fight against Enel was basically not a fight, and I get what he's trying to say with the punching aspect, but like, bro, come on.
Arm for a long distance punch, using both hands for a stronger punch, or even rapid fire a bunch of punches. So now, look at someone like Law, another character from One Piece. He is out here creating these reality.
He didn't talk about. Okay, yeah, he's doing it for clips, bro.
Warping spheres where he can literally rearrange people's body parts, swap personalities, help.
Oh, okay. Well, not relatively. Wait, relatively, I guess, bro. I guess.
Objects, slice someone without harming them, and perform what's essentially surgery with a freaking sword. The difference is kind of crazy. I felt concerned because for the moment, One Piece was going in the same direction as all the other examples until the author did something pretty freaking cool. So,
talk to me.
As One Piece progresses, Luffy starts doing stuff like creating finger nets to trap enemies or twisting his arm like a spring to create more powerful punches. He even inflates specific body parts like a balloon. Then we get to his gear transformations, which are basically these awesome power-ups. And the reason I'm showing you all that is that there's
Nika.
Basically these awesome power-ups. And the reason I'm showing you all that is
what y'all niggas know about Nika, man?
There's something crazy about it is that every single one of his new moves or transformations has something to do with the properties of rubber. I was shocked to find out that even some modern authors used a similar approach. Okay, so like Rudo from Gachiakuta has the power to give life to discarded objects, which basically means he can turn trash into temporary weapons or tools, for example, which is pretty simple. It's like you have a fork and then bam, it turns into a trident or something like that. So let's play a little game. I'm going to give you a couple of objects.
I want to read this.
Even some modern authors used a similar approach. Okay, so Rudo from Gachiakuta has the power.
From Gachiakuta? Like, what are you saying? I'm going to take a picture of that real quick. Hold up, chat. Google search that later.
Power to give life to discarded objects, which basically means he can turn trash into temporary weapons or tools, for example, which is pretty simple. It's like you have a fork and then bam, it turns into a trident or something like that. So let's play a little game. I'm going to give you a couple of objects that Rudo uses in the series and see if you can guess what he turns them into. First, we have a protective amulet. Personally, if I hadn't read the manga, my guess would
let's say like a shield.
Probably be some kind of shield.
Oh yeah.
But it actually transforms into this massive octopus-like barrier with tentacles that can block attacks, but it only works against enemies who actually want to harm him. Okay, what about this computer keyboard? It turns into this keyboard rifle that fires homing keys, and when they hit an enemy, they punch holes in the exact shape of the letter on the key. Okay, but what about this completely simple box? It transforms into this enormous floating monster head. Luffy's rubber body and Rudo's trash transformation are perfect because the concept is so...
It's an anime? How come I've never heard of this?
Luffy's rubber body and Rudo's trash...
When was this video made? I hope there's a whole season out. 3 days ago. I hope this is
transformation
season
are
one.
perfect because the concept is so easy to understand, but at the same time, applications are limited only by the imagination of the freaking author. This creates such a good foundation if you want a series with a long run. But there's something even more important here. In One Piece, the simple abilities create possibility. By giving protagonists boring powers with clear rules, they open up more creative avenues than complex abilities. In
That is
Naruto,
true.
the simple abilities reinforce his character arc. He starts as like the worst student and his signature technique becomes Shadow Clone, the very technique he initially completely failed at. The
Right, and
Rasengan
it's,
carries
it's supposed to be like even like talking about like literary devices. It's supposed to be a metaphor for like how lonely he is and how like he makes up for himself and he's always there for himself and he's always gonna be there for other people. So you know what I'm saying?
these deeper
the Shadow
significance
Clone
as a
Jutsu really
technique
fits.
invented by the father he never knew. These simple, boring abilities carry the story's message. Effort and determination matter more than innate talent. In Hunter x Hunter,
sir.
the simple abilities work super well in this really complex world. Because the Nen system already requires so many freaking explanations, giving the main character a straightforward ability creates this perfect lens for viewers to understand this very complicated world. In all those cases, those goated authors know that simple protagonist powers let you focus on things that actually matter. But now my question was, are boring powers really the best solution? Like, are we going to have protagonists with punches for the rest of anime history?
was
So
tough.
I decided to look at the ultimate series for weird and complex abilities. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh god,
Okay,
that
listen,
shit
this
is so
series
weird.
actually started.
Mind you, I haven't even seen it. I just know it's weird. I seen one clip in like a Discord server of this dude like wiggling balls in his mouth. I said, oh hell no, that's not me.
With the same pattern we've been talking about. The first three protagonists had very straightforward abilities. Jonathan had punching, Joseph punching, and Jotaro had punching.
Yeah,
But then
okay.
I genuinely have no idea what the author did to his brain or what, beautiful mystical life experience he went through, but this series completely flipped. For example, this guy had the incredible ability to imbue life to inanimate objects, like he can transform money into literal butterflies. This girl's ability lets her unravel her entire body into strings, which she uses for everything from fighting to stitching wounds to eavesdropping through vibrations. And this guy starts by shooting his
hell?
fingernails as projectiles, but eventually gains the ability to create dimensional portals with the speed of rotation of the fingernails he shoots.
Yeah. It's on that bleach shit. There he on that bleach shit. That like, bro, what?
What
Yeah.
is happening? What makes JoJo so freaking fascinating is that it deliberately moved away from simple protagonist powers and embraced complexity. And the series only got way better after that. It proves that while simple protagonist powers work well, it's not the only viable option. In the right hands, complex powers can actually be super cool. Listen, there are a lot of good reasons for protagonists to have boring powers. But what I can say 100% is that there's no best way to handle protagonist powers. Every method can produce absolute bangers when executed properly. And one thing's for sure,
Amen.
is that it will never not be hype to get up and pretend you're throwing your favorite ability.
That is facts. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, bro, I was definitely on that Kamiya shit. I'm not even, bro. Kamiya, and I'm gonna put you on Ben 10. Oh my god, Ben 10 had me running around the crib. I said the crib around the crib, slapping my arm for no. I swear my shit turned red, bro, and I'm black. That's how many times I slapped it, bro. Oh, and. And then if you guys have seen Benton Alien Force, like he screams the alien or like he shouts the alien after he transforms. So I'll be like, humongous. Hey, let me know who your favorite Benton alien is though. But that was my shit. That was my shit. So I can see what he's talking about. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna see y'all next time.